Okay, welcome to the Shark Tank. Yes, welcome everybody to our very first T Shark Tips. I almost said TCB tips because we called it that for 3 months. But welcome everybody. It's so good to see a lot of very familiar faces, and I'm so glad you're here. And it's going to be an exciting night. So I just wanted to kick tonight off with just a little bit of information. So each week a different elite's going to be heading this up and getting to know different people. And so it was a lot of fun getting to know these people and getting a little information on them and all that good stuff. So, but we also want to share just very quickly some things that can help you in your business. Would that be okay if I did that? Give me a fist bump in the screen. Okay, yes. So one thing that's for sure that we're definitely, that I definitely want to talk to you guys really briefly about is each and every one of you on here have a gift. Some of you may know what your gift is, and some of you may have to kind of do a little deeper dive into yourself to figure out what your gift is, but each one of you has a gift, and your gift is a way that you're able to do this business in your own unique style and way. And so I know that each of you have one. And so I just challenge you to get with your director, your upline, and really focus on what your gift is and what you bring to the table for this business. And then just know that you have a team of people to take up the slack. So does that sound like something you might could do? Is when you find out what you're really good at, you just want to hammer it home. You want to what? Show them how a horse eats corn. What? And so that's what you do. Focus on your gift, and then what you're working on these other things that you want to get better at as well. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys is before and after pictures of yourself or someone in your family is going to get you a lot of hits on Facebook. So challenge each and every one of you to do a side-by-side. Time Hop throws mine in my face, threw one in my face today. And so I'm going to tell you how that worked. So I actually went through my post this afternoon, and I made a list of everybody that's not in Modere that liked it or commented on it. I then went to Facebook Messenger, and I simply sent them a short message that said, "Thanks for liking my picture. I really appreciate it." That opened up the gate for a new conversation, which is on our tracker. And so I had 4 people that I'm now in conversations with, and we're already talking about the product because I just kind of took it to the next level when it was time in there. And I just said, I'd love to tell you about these products that have changed my life. And they're like, yeah, well, tell me about it. What is it? And so does everybody get that? Post, get your own before and after, whether it's a side-by-side of your skin, your hair, your weight, something where there's a noticed difference, and post that and get with your upline and let them help you make that post, because that post is very important, and you're going to work those likes and those comments. Does everybody understand that you have conversations waiting to happen right there? And so there's a big tip for tonight. And then the other tip that I want to get started with this is each and every one of you has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or more social marketers in your customer pod. So I challenge you to reach out to your customer pod and just say, hey, thank you so much for being a customer. I just love these products, and I love the way that it's changed my life. And I just want you to know that if you're ever in a situation where you could use some extra money, for an extra $39.99, I can not only show you how to look and feel better, but I can show you how to make some money. And let that conversation just happen right there. And then we have a brand new, Brianna started us a brand new social retail entrepreneur page that I tagged 3 people today in. So I guarantee each and every one of you have some very big talent in your own customer pod. And so tell them, be sure and tell them, for another $40, I can not only help you look and feel better, but I can show you how to make some amazing side hustle money. Does it sound like something you might be interested in? And at that point, tag them in that page and start them on a 3-way chat with your upline. Bam! You're probably going to get a new social marketer out of the deal. Does that sound like something you can do? Heck yeah. So that's my 2 shark tips to start off this Zoom. And I have a little powerful thing I'm going to close it out with. You don't want to miss, so stay to the very end. But now I want to take it out to you guys and introduce our very first shark that is absolutely killing it. And she has the whitest teeth. If y'all just look on the screen and see the whitest teeth, y'all are going to know who I'm talking about. But it's Angie Watkins. And I've not had the pleasure of meeting her in person, but I can tell you that I love her energy. Are you guys seeing her energy all over the Facebook pages and what she's doing? The girl's killing it. She is a senior consultant platinum. She joined in mid-January, and she lives in Rolla, Missouri. So I believe, aren't you a nurse? Isn't that right? A nurse? Okay, so she has an incredible before and after picture, and I'm going to take this over to my new friend, and I'm excited to hear the tips that she's going to give us. Angie Watkins in Missouri, please take it away. I'm going to unmute you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dina, very much.
You're welcome.
I think first and foremost, I absolutely love this company, and I absolutely fell in love initially with the hero product of the lean body sculpting and clean living, which I kind of had this love-hate relationship with diets, and I went into it mid-January wanting to transform myself first and foremost, and to get a new leash on life. And I tried every diet fad out there, but I'd never been a social marketer. And I was introduced by Missy Williams, and I fell in love with the clean living and with the products. I think part of my success, like you said, Dina, had to do with the transformation pictures and the fact that I'm so positive about it. And I'm going to fail. I don't know everything there is to know, but I know what I'm doing is working. And it's changing how I look at food. I don't quit every time I have this cookie craving. I may eat half a cookie and throw in the trash. I do intermittent fasting every other day, but I think that kind of helps me mentally get control. I threw away the scale. I finally weighed myself about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I'd lost 20 pounds, but I didn't want that, because I almost quit at week 2.5 because I didn't lose the weight that I thought was successful. I honestly think those transformation pictures are what will get you customers. The only reason I even knew was my daughter had said, "Mom, your face is looking different." And I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." And so oh my goodness, I look totally different. And so what I do for my customers that I'm finding that keeps them excited is I don't think they realize what they look like. It's because they see themselves every day, and we are our worst critics, especially if you're overweight and if that's the way you're going, or if you have bad skin, etc. We see what we think we see. So at about the 2-week mark, I ask my customers for a picture, and then I do a side-by-side, and I send them that in their messenger. I try to go down through my customer base, and I do that. Today I sent 4, and they're excited. They're all now thinking about becoming social marketers, just because they're like, "Oh my goodness, I did not realize I looked like that." The other thing that I think is awesome is the positivity. I am for every one of you to succeed. Anyone can use my story or people I post. I ask permission for every one of mine that I post. I'm about all of you succeeding, because if everybody succeeds, our company grows and it gains more popularity. So in essence, if I make a sale, we all sort of make a sale. So it's one more positive thing that raises our company up. So I'm excited. Like I said, when I went into it, I was excited to be a bronze and just to get I was excited that something worked. And now I just want to share this. I have a fire in me, and I want everybody to have the transformation that I've had. And if I can help them with that, that's what I'm here for. And bottom line is I love helping people. And so this has just worked out excellent for me, the whole thing.
That's wonderful, Angie. So tell us, how long have you been a nurse, and are you in any certain specialty with your nursing?
I am. I've been a nurse for about 27 years. I graduated with my RN when I was like 19. I went back to school. I was a director of an OB and nursery unit, and I'd already started back to get my pediatric nurse practitioner. And I graduate December 18th with that degree. But
wow, that's awesome.
And right now I work part-time in the emergency room because I could not have that schedule and go back to school. And this just kind of, I have fallen in love with my side hustle, Dina. I love it.
So how do you, so you see this totally being a full-time job for you eventually? You'd love for it to be your
I would love it. Yes. Well, I like it better. Believe it or not, I didn't think I could love anything more than babies ever in my life. I fell in love with being a manager of a OB and nursery department. I fell in love with that job, but it just came to a point where I had to decide, do I want to continue with what I want to do? And I'm so happy I did, because I don't know where I'd be right now. So I just, you just gotta ride with the wave, and I like it.
Awesome. Well, I can't tell you how excited we are that you're here, because you bring a lot of energy to the group, and I love it. I love it. So welcome and congratulations for being an MVP right out of the gate. So
I love it.
Angie, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm going to go out to our second person, and it is Laura Carey. And this girl, I mean, could she share some BioCell customers with her friend, me? I mean, the girl signs up some BioCell people. She is a D1 P2. I know she is running hard for P3 this month. I have no doubt that she will conquer that. And she lives in Aransas Pass, Texas. And I know that the hurricane affected her, but she is back right into her groove and her jam. And girl, you are absolutely killing it. And you're about as cute as a dead gum button. So I'm going to pass it over to Laura Carey. Tell us what you're doing, sister.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I have my favorite hat on today because I had a very bad hair day. My lucky hat. See my little eye here? Anyway, Aransas Pass, Texas. You did a great job with that, because most people like Arkansas. Anyway, the hurricane came over us. As some of you already know, I lost my entire team. I had 9 SMs last year, and half were in Texas, half were in Florida. So they all went through hurricanes, and they all dropped by the wayside. So I'm starting over with the team. I also lost half my customers, because half my customers went through Harvey or Irma. Anyway, I know I only have 5 minutes, so will you put my timer on here, please? My husband, my timing guy, because I could talk for an hour.
Yeah, trust me, yes, easily.
So, but you'd really rather hear him talk, because he's a great accent.
Trust me, she can easily talk right now.
Anyway, I know you're here to hear tips of how I got to be platinum so quickly this month. Well, sometimes you have to take 2 steps backwards, or 5 or 10 to take a bunch of steps forward. Back in February, I lost quite a few people. I had a number of people who called and said, you know what, I'm really backed up on product. I want to skip a month or 2. And so at Valentine's Day, I sent every single one of my customers, and at that time it was about 135. Now I think about 150. Some aren't buying anymore, some are. I sent every single one a Valentine, the old-fashioned kind like we got when we were kids. And I mean, people called me and texted me, and this one lady was crying. She said, I haven't gotten a Valentine since my husband died 25 years ago. And I just put in there, thank you for aging backwards with me. And the Revitalize had just come out. So I put a pack of Revitalize in there, except for a few people who I knew really, really, really needed the probiotic. But either one of those will fit in an envelope, and it doesn't cost any more than a first-class stamp. So, it's all about planting seeds. So those Valentines didn't, bring me people right away. But what's happened now in the last 2 months, people have come back, like those people in February who said, oh, I have too much product, just push me off until April. Push them off. And then these Valentine seeds just started to come in. And I have to tell you that, but Dina mentioned about if I would give her some of my BioCell customers. That is, okay, this is something that I just thought of like back in February. I had so many people wanting to use BioCell, but once I told them the price, they were like, so not all about it. And I'm like, gosh, taking a little bit of BioCell is better than nothing at all. So I got back to these people and I said, look, since money is an issue, why don't you start with just one bottle a month? Get some in your system. And then once you can see your way clear to get 2 bottles a month, we'll just up you to 2. And so that has brought me a lot of BioCell people in the door, just getting them started with one bottle. And my one little lady who's 82 years old, she had success in 2 weeks on just half a dose, 1 dose a day. She had a really bad arm. The doctor wanted to perform surgery. And she called me in tears after 2 weeks and said, Laura, I don't have pain anymore. And so going in a little bit further into that, I love old people. I think it's because I miss my parents so much. And there's a lot of people that aren't on Facebook. Or if they are, they're not good at like the groups and being tagged and things like that. So like I spent an hour and a half, I think it was on Thursday, with a gentleman who's 77 years old. I went on the school bus with his 3 boys. And he told me, he goes, Laura, I've been stalking you for like 6 months, watching you with this BioCell stuff. And I know the before and after pictures are so important. And the one thing that's tough, though, is Andy and I have had such success with our joints. So it's sort of hard to take before and after pictures of your joints. But I think some people just want to add tag message, just do the Facebook thing, and that personal touch, that phone call. And mind you, I'm on the phone sometimes for an hour or 2 with these older people because they just crave somebody talking to them. But you know what? I get them on BioCell and they're having results and it's all good. And let's see, I have 26 seconds left. I also keep a baggie in my purse with, I love the whole pixie stick thing. I wish we could put everything in pixie sticks. I keep any of the pixie stick items in my purse and also laundry pods to hand out. And I always have a few catalogs in my purse. People my age and older still like to look at a catalog. They still like to turn the page and mark things up. And my timer just went off. If I can say one more thing, whenever I need to buy someone a gift, I'm buying them Modere, baby.
Laura, oh my gosh. Well, is it all right if I ask you a couple of questions? Because I think like some of the questions a lot of people already have. So
Absolutely.
Where are you meeting all these old people? Are you just going to all these nursing homes or old folks homes, or what are you doing?
No, my father was a jeweler. And so he had the only jewelry store in town. And then I had a jewelry store myself for many years. So it's just people I know. It's people my age on Facebook who their parents are contacting me.
Okay.
And especially now that I have my Facebook that it's open to the public, which there's pros and cons to that, because I get like weird men wanting to friend me.
Yeah.
But no, I just happen to know a lot of old people.
But think about it. I mean, I'm not trying to look at this as a way of making money, but when money, is an issue, she's definitely found a way to help people. And when you can help people, you're going to be successful, because this is about helping other people. But imagine, y'all, there's a lot of really upper end assisted living type places that if they knew what this BioCell did, you could probably get a lot of BioCell customers there. Wouldn't you think, Laura?
Yeah, I think so. When we're moving to Colorado in the this coming summer, because we've been through 8 hurricanes and we've had enough of the coast. And when I'm up there, I don't know if you saw in December, a friend of mine up there has little mini horses, and we take them to old folks' homes. I guess that's not politically correct.
Yeah.
Assisted living.
Assisted living.
Homes for the
Retirement communities.
Oh, no, wait. In the UK, tell Dina what you call them.
Homes for the bewildered.
Do you understand it? Homes for the bewildered.
Yes, I do. Well, Laura, thank you so much. I mean, I definitely got some tips out of that, and you're killing it, sister. So I'll be the first to congratulate you on P3 because you're definitely going to hit it. So thank you.
It's going to happen at the end of this month.
and thank you, and congratulations on being MVP right out of the gate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now I've got the pleasure of going out to Medina, Tennessee, which is outside of Jackson, Tennessee. And Jackson's about an hour outside of Memphis. So has everybody got a visual kind of where that is? And this girl, her name is Stephanie Cothran, and I'm trying to find her. There she is. And I'm going to unmute her now. And we met her March the 30th at a party where there was all social marketers. She was the only guest there. And she probably thought, what is in the Kool-Aid? These people are cray. And she was just talking, doing all this just normal talk and everything. And then she said the word, I have influence over people.
Let's talk about that.
She is a massage therapist. So needless to say, she jumped in. She is a platinum senior consultant already. And she is absolutely killing it. This is to get MVP right out of the gate. I'm so proud of her. So take it out to Medina, Tennessee, and Stephanie Cothran. Take it away.
Thank you, Dina. I appreciate you so much. I'm humbled to be here. I'm just ecstatic and excited for everybody. So I'm going to get straight to my tips. Okay. So Dina mentioned the word influence. She said that came out of my mouth because I've been a massage therapist for 15 years. I see people every day. I see the same people a lot. I meet a lot of new people. So immediately I started thinking, who are going to be those 5 first customers? So my first tip is find your influence. Where and who can you influence someone and figure that out quick. You can make a list of 5 people. I know wherever that may be. So that was the first thing I did. And this is before I even got my products. Okay. I started just thinking about this stuff. The next tip I have is your intention builds retention. Okay. So I learned massage school. I had to be very intentional with my touch. So I have to go in with a very intentional move. Like I know what I'm doing, maybe even if I don't really know, because as soon as they sense, ooh, she doesn't really, she's a little flaky, they lose you. So if you really plan, map it out, you're going to have those people coming back to you, and you're going to have those people talking about you, and and it just kind of trickles down the line. So one part of my plan that I had was to get organized. So I got a notepad app for my phone, and I made all of my conversation that I had in the messenger to where I can easily copy and paste it. So you're not having to retype all this stuff. So you can have 4 and 5 and 6 conversations at a time. You're just copying and pasting and getting to town. Also, another thing that I did, as soon as somebody would inbox me, or they would comment, I would inbox. I would immediately, there was no transition for me, because I think that's harder to do. I immediately put Paige, hey Paige Bingham, love you. I would put her in that message with me. So right off the bat, I'm going in with my upline. Okay, I'm new at it, and I would introduce her and say, she's my friend. She's been on it. She would include her pictures. And I mean, from the start, I had their attention. So I didn't have to flip-flop around with talking to them one-on-one, myself. Dina, my timer went off as far as just went off. So tell me, go like this when I need to stop. All right. So don't waste time doing it alone. Go ahead and get them in. And I did do a live about that, if you guys want to catch it, explaining that we're trying to get them the best products, and that there are people above me or beside me that know more than I do. So it's okay to go ahead and just bring them in. So the ad tag message, the ATM, is super, super important. And the copy and pasting, I can't tell you how much time that saved me. For every kind of conversation, I have it copy and pasted in there. And sometimes I use parts, and sometimes, you know, I customize every one. I do want to make that clear. Hey, so-and-so, I haven't seen you, you know, in a while. I miss seeing you at church, whatever. That is definitely another tip. Customize each one. Copy and paste your message, the duplicate system that they, you know, preach on at Modere. It works. It works. It works. It works. Okay. The next thing is turn a like into a conversation. So I've been doing that, and Dina mentioned that tonight. If I see somebody like my post, I'm going in Messenger and saying, thanks so much that, you know, you liked my post. How have you been? And it just strikes it up. So that's a great point. Also, I went live straight out of the gate. I got my box in. I hadn't even opened the dang thing. And I was like, I'm going to decorate this box. I don't know why. I was home alone and bored. So I pulled out my daughter's markers. I got some copy paper, and I just wrote "box is skinny" with a sunshine on it, and put it on the side of the box. And on the flap, I had gone ahead and undone the seal, and I put "continued inbox or message me," you know, to get more information. So I ended up just really, it looked kind of like a kid's craft, but it worked. I can't tell you how much I got from that post, because people were curious, like, what's in the box? You know, what'd you do? My letters were backwards, but people remember it. It went down in history as, you know, hey, it's backwards, but, you know, I did something that I thought I believed in. So that was intention, I think, that I put forward. And don't be afraid to go live. Be yourself, okay? I say okay a lot. I've realized that. But it's okay to say okay is what I figured out. So just enjoy yourself. And the last thing I can say is just have fun. People are attracted to fun. People want to do and be around people that are living life and having fun. So, you know, if you're sitting there trying to talk and teach, and let Modere and your upline have all the science behind it. You just bring your personality, honey, and they won't care. They would buy anything they'd buy ice from you in a snowstorm. I promise. It works. So thank y'all so much, and I hope
No, I don't. There was no way that initial 5 minutes was 5 minutes. I mean, that went by. You must have started it.
No, I meant my timer stopped like mid.
Oh, I see. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So is there any doubt that this girl has found her place? I mean, you guys, she just joined March the 20th, and listen to her. I mean, she's on her way, and she's now off and running for Platinum 1, and she hasn't even been in 3 weeks. So I'm so proud of you, Stephanie. The box of skinny was genius. And here's the thing, is that she did that on her own. And so when you get someone that joins your organization that goes off and does things like that on their own, you know, and so that's part of the reason that she's MVP, and I'm so proud of her, is because she's so creative. I do have one question for you, Stephanie, and that is, I know that each one is case specific for the people that you are copying and pasting, but I'm guessing all of you would like to kind of see what she's copying and pasting. If you could go to Team Sharks and paste and post a few of those just to kind of give them an idea, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Stephanie. You're a rock star. I'm so proud of you. Congrats. First MVP. Thanks so much. Okay, so now we're going to go out to Long Beach, New York. And don't call it Long Island. You're going to see smoke coming out of his ears. So I got to introduce this guy, Ralph. Oh my goodness. Who doesn't love Ralph? Who does not love Ralph? This man's heart and the ability to be around a lot of women. And he's just amazing. And so you will see a lot of times I call him Catfish. And there's just a real quick story there. We were together having lunch or dinner or something, and he said, I'm going to have the catfish in honor of my Southern friends. And the guy said, well, we're out of catfish. So he didn't even get the catfish. So I call him Catfish. That's why I post pictures of catfish. But Ralph is a P1D1, and the man is a machine customer getter. And I am so excited and anxious to hear what you're going to teach us, Ralph. Congratulations, and take it away.
Thank you, Dina. I'm really grateful to be chosen here as an MVP this week, and I appreciate all you guys are upline leaders, putting this all together. So I too am a massage therapist of 25 years. So I was able to, what I really wanted to do with Modere is be able to reach out and touch people further around the country, further around the globe that I couldn't touch with my hands. So Modere's products has allowed me to do that. But really, like, it's not just about getting customers. I mean, that's a great thing. But what I find really important, this is what I do every day. It's being consistent. And every morning I wake up, I'm reading. I got 2 books that I'm reading. I have my tracker, the 90-day tracker, being consistent. And I have a book that I use that the wonderful Brianna Michael turned me on to. And I keep a list of everyone I started a conversation with who showed a little bit of interest in what I'm doing. And I have the date, I have their name and what they were interested in and when I spoke to them. And sometimes I have their email or I have their phone number and I follow up with them. Follow up is the key. The fortune is in the follow up. I don't know if it was you or Dina or somebody, but Friday follow up Fridays. Every Friday I am following up with people from the week before, from Monday. I actually asked them, when should I follow up? When do you think you're going to be able to look at the information? And I keep a note of that, and I get back to them, and I follow up. So that's one of the things I do to be consistent. I also follow up with my customers that I've had, and I'll ask them, how are you doing? How are you feeling? When they get back to me, they'll say how they're doing. Some will be like, oh, my God, I lost 7 pounds this week, or oh, my God, or now I'm plateaued, and I'm kind of, what do you recommend? And then I'll say to them, well, are you taking a probiotic? And it's an upsell, but also too, like if people are doing, if they're doing a lean body system and they're taking Activate, they could be cleaning out some of their friendly bacteria. So you want to recommend to them a probiotic because that's going to put the friendly bacteria back into their body. And then they're going to start to feel balanced again. And then they love the recommendation, and if money's an issue, then I wouldn't make the recommendation. But I know if money's not an issue and they just want a recommendation, then I'll just go for it. And, we call it an upsell, but for me, it's really just building that relationship. And that's what's really important too. When you build a relationship, it's very easy to add value to people. And they'll start coming to you. You don't have to follow up with them. They'll come to you. Ralph, I'm dealing with this. What does your company have? Something you recommend? I just got a message today from a customer who's been a customer of mine for a year. She told me that, a dear friend of hers, they have Parkinson's disease that just diagnosed. So she asked me, she said, do you think that BioCell might help them? And I said, well, it can't hurt. It's not going to cure Parkinson's, but it can't hurt. It's worth a try. What do you got to lose? What if? So I'm following up. I'm always asking for testimonies, and then I'm always asking if I can share them. So when you can share a testimony, not just your own, but somebody that it resonates with people because now it's, this is a woman who's in her 50s. I'm a guy who's in my 50s. Everyone has a different health history that they're going to relate to. And also too, going live. Somebody mentioned that too, going live. I mean, when I first did my first live, Don Creek would say to me, have a barf bag next to you, get ready. But, but it was true. It's like, you just feel your heart pumping and the 5-second rule, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. And I have to tell you, it's not just about trying to sell a product. It's adding value to people. People want to hear your voice. They want it. Every one of us has something valuable to share in our heart and from what we've experienced in our life, who we meet, where we've been, what's going on in your life. People want to know. They want to hear your voice. More people see your lives than they will see any post you make. Just go look at a live that any one of you have done and look at all the views. There's more views on your lives than any picture or any post that you will ever make. And you know what happens? People private message you. Most people, they won't comment because they don't want they don't want you to know their business. They want to keep it private. I had a guy message me yesterday because I did a post testimony from a friend of mine that I've known for years who's been suffering with MS. She is doing wonderfully on by herself for 30 days. Her pain level has dropped almost in half in 30 days. She was texting me. She said, if I was standing next to you right now, I would hug you till you couldn't breathe anymore. That's how happy she was. So I get in private message, Ralph, can you send me information on the MS? What do you got? And then I don't just send them information. I ask them questions. So I get to, who has MS? Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then they start to tell you their story. And I found that it was him. He's younger than me. And now it runs in his family. So he's looking to make some lifestyle changes. And he's been following me on Facebook for years now. And he never, ever commented or liked any of my posts. So don't think for a second that people aren't watching. People are watching. They're out there. They're looking. They're lurking. Just be consistent. Post every day. It doesn't have to be about, the product, curiosity posts, and have fun and post about your family and your life and positivity, and post things from Tony Robbins or somebody who you think is a mentor. Justin Prince does amazing stuff that he puts out there that we'll all learn from him. Dina and Lisa and Bree and Lisa Coco, all you guys are always doing amazing stuff and putting out there. Don't copy word for word and just post it. You got to change it up a little bit because Facebook plays a little game with that. But that's really what I do. I'm consistent all the time. You're never going to quit. That's just it. If in your mind, if you know you're never going to quit and you stick and stay, you're going to be successful.
Oh my gosh, Catfish. You are a real big catfish. So I'm getting questions down here. Would you mind posting a picture of that logger that you track follow-ups in the Team Sharks?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay, so if you'll do that. So, Ralph, thank you so much. You just have your heart shines through, and no matter what. And congratulations. Well-deserved, right out of the gate, MVP. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Okay, so I'm going to sum this up with just one thing, and it's people. If you notice, Angie, Laura, Stephanie, and Ralph, what was the common denominator of everything they said of the reason that they were so successful this week? And every one of them touched on people and following up with people and making it about helping people. So I don't think that there's definitely a common denominator there. So here goes, guys. I'm going to wrap this up with a little bit of, So you guys know that Justin Prince is the one that came up with this tracker. Is everybody using their tracker? Everyone's using it, writing notes. I've already started on the back. Just going crazy. Don't you dare quit on this planner. So on this thing. So when we did the very first Zoom for the very first 90-day run that we did, that Justin introduced this to us, is anyone here interested in what he said that struck me to the core? And it changed everything in me. Would anyone like to know what it was he said? Okay, here it comes. He said, what are you saving it for? And when are you going to turn it on? That hit anybody else in the gut? It did me. When are you going to turn it on? What are you saving it for? And guys, you all know what I'm talking about. That you're saving it. You're not putting it all out there because you're afraid. You're not putting it all out there because you're holding back. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of what someone might say. You're afraid. You're afraid. You're afraid. When you face your fears and get out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. We all hold back a little bit because we're just afraid. And I'm telling you, I'm not afraid anymore. And I don't care what these people think. You've heard me say over and over, the last time I checked, I couldn't pay my bills with anyone's opinion. So I'm here to say, I want you guys to just write that down. Put it on your wall. Put it on your mirror. Put it in your car. Put it above. Put it wherever you're going to look at it every day. What are you saving it for? And when are you going to turn it on? And so here's the deal. He also said, why are you living small? And it's just more than I can take. I mean, because we all have a purpose, we all have a voice, we all have an avenue and a venue now to share and help people. And guys, we are headed in. Do you guys feel it? Do you feel what's going on around you? It's happening. It's time to put that gas pedal down to the floor, and it's time to show everybody how a horse eats corn. And I'm telling you that this month and this 90-day run is going to promote so many people, because the time is now. No more living small. No more saving it. It's time to go all in. Can I get a fist bump from everybody on here? Are you all in? Are you ready to do this? Guys, make your move now. Now is the time to make your move to the top of this company. This whole Zoom is full of elites, elite threes. They'll have to create a new titles for us. So I say there's no more living small, and there's no more holding back. So thank you guys so much for jumping on here. We are done in record time, 7:42. Thank you, speakers. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then you can